again ka another episode ya Pitori Arts. Re wetse ka mara wa jipika jeno bana di setup di tlheletse go dangerous. Ke di change of location mara o lukile a se big deal. Wa itse ke nna tumze AK Blessers Domane a ke tsama ke di one ke tsama le Safa di Bundesliga. Ngwa yana Chiscopo lo dladisa manyeng. Mara o itse ke batlo irana. Ke batla guest ya ka nna. A ke itse potential hae. A ke mo introduce. Ke batla ena agent. Ka mkho ena itsensang wa itse.
Hello guys, thank you so much for having me. My name is Mawisa.
Wardi.
Mara o itse ke na lu ka mo radio wa itsensa man wa ipeya. Wanswa mara no mpa bunyane but otherwise o itse ke a ke re ya le ka o relaxa nyane. Ke 2 minutes
No, to relax, it's fine.
Oh, mona.
Yeah, I guess so much, yeah.
Ao wa Mawisa na re khutetse re o fitlhile.
Yeah.
Mara re thom.
I don't normally do the podcast, eh?
Ke first one.
No, really. This will be my second one.
Second one.
Yeah.
O tswane.
Ara le bo.
O ke photana ba nna ibile o ntse motharo. A ke wa podcast mara re mo fitlisitse. Ke re a mona re lwele mo.
Yeah.
Otherwise o motho a bone maopa.
Yeah, Maupan, born and bred. Maupan. The B. Vayota.
Wena o mo se makhelwana ka ntse.
Makela lo ke bono
O nna maopa ni east le ene.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let me. I'm not rodeo drive.
Ke maopa ni east and shit.
Baba di isti. Okay.
Wena mara ka ro mo itse.
That.
Ne fole.
Yo
We're
kwa.
more like sisters.
Yo.
Ne.
Yeah.
Eish, ne ke a bona.
Ah, ke tsira rena ka jebo ka re tlo fisanyana, wait.
Wa officer ke.
Tsantsere re
O mo
kry
piperetse mo ake. O mo piperetse.
Hey, we man. Hey, we matumi.
So na ke simple ke straightforward.
Nice one.
Wa ntshwara ne. Ke a ke tse ke tlhaelle bjang wait. Mara re ke
Kaya
tlhaelle.
po wen.
Re ke tlhaelle. O comfortable ke comfortable re
Yeah.
easy ake.
Yeah.
Obvious o gay. Right? And ki ho ntse ho le thafonyana ho hola o le gay. I get ki a guess afele. I guess
I'll correct you after
I get
time.
sure because hona le tse baya tse ke di bonang di re ha hona le di comment tse ke na le utlwa. So you realize on mara a ho easy ho ba batho. So wena ho holeng ha ho tla ho le bjang so.
One thing that people don't know is when you are part of the LGBTI community, you are forever evolving, meaning wahola in most cases, like almost every day. So with me, obviously I started out as a gay boy, but then now my pronouns are she and her, meaning I'm a trans woman pre-op. Yeah. And then obviously I've never had it easier, but then I think I had it easier in some sort because both from my mom's side of the family and my father's side of the family, there was always a gay boy or a lesbian girl. It was more of that. So I think it was easier for me to actually navigate my way around life. And then also, yeah, and also for the fact that I wanted to be different from a young age. I've always been like that. I always wanted to influence. I always wanted to be the voice of the voiceless. Hence the work that I do when it comes to my activism work, when it comes to the LGBT community, because I do a lot of charity work. But then one thing that stands out from all of those hustles, yeah, me being an LGBT activist, then yeah, it has never been easy, I might say, because there'll be days where I'm at my lowest. And then can I client or can I patient if I may put it that way. So I also had I always have to step out of that dark phase at that time and make sure I make the next person okay. So it's not easy doing an activism work or rather be an LGBT community member. It's really hard. And for the fact that it's like I don't blame you. It's either a gay or lesbian, more guys. But then when you come and say I'm a trans woman, people are like, okay, what are you on about now? It's because now, and also for the fact that if one would say I'm an intersex, one will say, hey, why? You have two private parts, the one that's dominating. So you might have both a vagina and a penis, but the one that's dominating underneath.
Oh, ebile ho bolela ba nna I heard hore like he o hola o le ngwana like o le gay o tla o na le part tse pedi ne nna ka mokgwa ne ke utlwa
Yeah.
bare o tla o na le part tse pedi and then batho ba baholo or di-nurse tsa kgale ba bolaya
The one that is not dominating.
the weak part
Okay, Trasi.
ka ngwana le itse bjang gore what's dominating.
No, I agree you have two private parts.
Yes.
Right? Vagina and the penis. The one that's dominating, meaning the one a little more visible, if I'm put it that way. The one that is there. You're in the bubble is in there.
yes
A ke so kopane picture e bjalo.
No, you won't see it because it's, you know, I don't think the nation or society at large is ready to talk about such. So that's why there's no real information about it. But then it's not really accessible to the people out there, except for us. We're always on the ground doing work and so.
Research,
Yeah.
yeah. Because nkile ka utlwela ba re Sierra o bjalo mara e le rumanyana ba ra o so.
And then also, it's really hard to actually come forward and say, I'm gay or lesbian. So it's not that easy. I was having a topic earlier on TikTok. I was like, why are you guys forcing people to come out of the closet? Because it's really hard to come out. No, guys, let's be real.
And wa bona
Yeah, but then also we need to also respect the fact that Hababu is safe, because now coming out is really hard. It has its own challenges. For instance, imagine one of them of because they are either gay or lesbian. Because it's really sad. So we as a nation, we need to start being kind to one another and respect and love one another, because we don't know in life. That's why there was a lot of students. We, because we do charity work, we need to donate. Or I'm not gonna say I couldn't grab that festive side of things, because hi.
but we rang wa tla o botsa lona hore situations sa ka seme so o maloma ka ba happy ka nna ka gore ke so
A lot of them, you know, social media plays a huge role. Mo matshelong a rona, respectively so. And it's entirely up to us how to use it. Are we going to be using social media to educate, or are we going to be using social media to destroy? So with the kids, the safe space is so it's easier for that particular student to voice out the frustration that it's analyzed for that particular time. So because we hardly sleep, because they'll vent on social media, but they may delete it. But then because right now we quick to catch on that, because we're always on the road and whatnot. And then the phone maybe City of Twan or whatever, or any LGBT organization. You know what, this particular person, so how do we go about it, you know? And that's when people start to step in and say, this is how we can help. So it's really, guys, it's not easy. Trust and believe me, it's not. Not till today, I still experience homophobia at some point in my life, but then because I you know, I'm blessed. When it comes to, I can quickly stand up for myself, or rather call the media and say, I need your help. That's one. I had an incident the other week, or a premium nightclub in Tshwane, where I experienced homophobia. Because I'm sure I'm really a part of the LGBT community. You know what I said to that person? It's like, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, and I'll strike when no one noticed, and I did. And Kim Monti's like, you know what? I'm 1%. I got to I'm connected, but for you, I'll do it. So I called one of the managers straight away. So he couldn't pick up because naturally he flew, but I'll on the floor. So what I did was, I was like, you know what? I just need the restroom. I need to relieve myself, and then get my. But then trust and believe me, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. She thought I was bluffing. Who gave you this instruction not to allow any LGBTI member? I know go saying female restrooms are my boss. I think you needed that information. After a few days, I went live on TikTok. You know how TikTok is, how social media is, and for the fact that I didn't know I was that big, because now guys can read that video. That's about it. I don't take anything seriously. Can't take they're screen recording everything. That's when the next day when I woke up, management to that particular nightclub that I can't mention, you know what, we need to fix this, because we've been training people about this, and you guys are part of us. Because you guys go anywhere, go back to Zambia, the LGBTI community is part. Yeah, this is city. So if you do not treat us very well, or with respect and love, reggae, or what does it say about the business? All right? So we called, they called, we spoke about it, I think for a good 20 minutes, just to, and because I was like, you know, out of all of this, I want to educate. I just want to see myself as a winner when it comes to this, because I am blessed enough because I've got connections. What about someone who's from TUT, so for me, at the end of the day, I want us to unite and just be educational about it. So that's when I called a Daily Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called the Daily Sun publication. We did a story. I was very honest with the journalist that was doing that particular article. I was like, out of everything, I want to educate. I want to educate. I want to be part of change. Also, I'm going to give you the number about 12, but you, I want us to have a balanced article so that at the end of the day, we know we're doing good. And the article came out. It's beautifully written, it's beautifully done, and and also that particular article, or rather that incident, gave me more business when it comes to my emceeing and hosting, because I'm gonna be working very soon with that particular nightclub. So yeah, man.
Well, but
So,
it's a blessing.
yeah, it's a
guys.
blessing, and also for the fact that I'm very strategic on how to move around within the industry. I think also that plays a role in terms of where I am and where I'm going as a brand, if I'm gonna put it that way. So yeah, man, I'm gonna be doing some work with that particular club very soon.
great.
I think they have a few clubs under their name, so I'm gonna be maybe 1 or 2 clubs. I'm gonna be working there very soon.
Wow,
That's
nice.
good. That's good.
So, Fefe, when you grew up, ne, we did a man, ki gay, man.
I'm different from other boys.
Yes.
I've always been attracted to lots of banyana, like be it your hair, dresses. My feminine side was more than my masculine side of things. So I was not really. Yeah, I would wear shorts and short t-shirt, but then also maybe a little bit of lipstick at the end there, or it was still my mom's lipstick or my sister's lipstick, but I'll always be feminine to a point whereby I was like, you know what, guys, let me just do me. And then I think that was the right decision to take from that moment, because I've never looked back.
Ka which
To a point
age?
whereby I was so comfortable to actually remember my late father. I was that comfortable.
So that's enough flow.
No. Remember, like I said earlier,
Yeah, no,
I've always been exposed to. My family has always been exposed to. So because now my parents are very old, they only wanted me to just say, you know what, I'm different from the other boys. Family. They only wanted that. Yeah. So it was easier for me to actually say, so I'll be like,
Yeah.
Mohawk. Or or call me when you get to the shop. I need this. and this. So my father used to buy me clothes. So it was now a transition, like a 360-10, if I'm a put that way for him.
Yeah.
Because now I'll be like, bruh, that t-shirt, nah.
I give it.
I'm going to say, and I'll make a very fashionable so that I can influence that. So I give my time, guys. I don't want to lie, but I've always known from a young age that I'm different from the other boys. And I got the banyana, I like the boys, but then it was very, like I said, from a young age, still strategic. I was like, how do we go about it? How do we move? How do we do this? How do we behave? So it was more of that.
So you never dated
No, never.
a woman?
Never. No, remember now, I can go high school, but sorry, I principal. I can't get into trouble. Scholars start talking about principal, go high. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So that also, I had to now be very clever how to move around to go school. Okay. So even if I wanted to experience that, so that I can actually experience it. So it's always been boys.
Ne. So ke ntho e ke ipotsisang sentse o bolela ka ho hola le ho di-career leng hore le bo di-relationship mara ka utlwa wena ka mokgwa o bolang hore o tla o bonahala from and o tla o ipona ka hore ne ke bolela le motho go mong a re ena o thomile ikutlwa a rata mojita but as I understand hore o irahalang why ke
And also sometimes over frustrated because how did and then we're living in interesting time in age. It's not easy to actually come to Tumel and say, you know, I feel like I'm attracted to boys. Like, oh, because of the homophobic side of things. And, yeah, so and also it's
Yeah, break.
yeah, and then like, like, and you know how guys are, man. Yeah, go to every dentist, go toilet, and it's not about that. Sometimes, yeah, it's not about that. So it's really, really sad to actually experience such, but part of life, man. Yeah.
Mara irile o botsa mama ha hore mara na o bona ke
Yeah.
family ha ona ba o
Yeah.
bona like ba mo hetse bjang hore ai a re no mo helang re no mo rekela roko
Popo,
And mara it's funny 'cause-
ponytail.
you know it's funny because ba bang ba para as boys
Yeah.
ne wena wa para as
A woman.
like straight forward a ke rona lo mongwe re hai o apere burukare o a ke shoka ena
Yes.
mara wena motho ha ka tsena mo o ile raoa mo ke ba shimane ba
Yeah.
babedi le banyana
But
ba
then
ba-
I
ba
want to
tla-
at a point in my life where people don't actually understand what's going on with my sexuality.
They don't?
Yeah, they don't. They'll be like, and then also, a lot of it's like I had checked a whole lot of married men. I'm like, what did I do now? So for instance, I'll go to a club and just like the other day, Nikki Groove, I met 2 married men. But they, like, we wanna do you. I'm like, okay, what are you guys up to now? So I came out guys.
I'm a serious.
He's a married man came after 9. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Like o bona bjang hore motho ke le after 9
You know, there's one thing about men. Men will tell you what they want and how things to be done. But then me, because I'm a woman, I know how to go about it when I have to be submissive. I can't be as submissive to a man who can lead and protect and provide
Yes.
for me. So
Provide.
we'd have conversations like this. So they'll be like, what you carry gay, like, kids get the rules. I'm like, yo, I can't be seen with you, dude. You just ask me out. Because also, I want to be taken out. Like, since not 3, we need to go to. Nine, like I'm a sucker for life. Now I'm fast already. Said matching outfits, movie dates. Oh, engagement party. I got it. So, I'm seeing myself re-fly to Cape Town together. I'm like that. So when you meet such guys, or they're like from the word go, can be rules. Or I can be seen with you. So can be can know about us. Yeah. Get a red flag.
So no was
Yeah, and then also now remember, I got 1% now. I'm very good. I'm very huge when it comes to what the universe says about me, what my creator says about me, previously what my ancestors are all about. So now remember, I'm becoming someone else. And then when Tabo comes and say, I can be seen with you, and then you're against everything that I'm all for. Because it's not about me.
okay
And I give it clear. That's the unfortunate part about me, guys. I keep it clear because I'll also, like for instance, I'll go to a place and be like, after 5 minutes, so it's diabo.
yeah it's something
Yeah,
else
diabo. So I meet a lot of after 9s. I meet a lot of married men. Oh, thank you, child. And also, and I meet a lot of men that want to come out. So they use me to actually come out. Yeah. So I would meet a young boy, maybe let's say mid-20s, bisexual, proudly so. Not really proud, but then bisexual.
I wonder how proud you know ba fela wa bona ka mkhona ke go botsa hore
Yeah.
go hatellana
Yeah.
so batho ba tshowa hore he ke tswa
But also you need to be careful of like I'm very careful of the people that I bring close to my life, especially but also be it friends or be it family or whatnot, because now there's a game plan already. That's about it. Simple. When you go to Ghana, I have an ex. I have an ex. Ne? I exposed that ex to my world, like be it family, be it friends, be it my work, be it to a point whereby nera para di meeting not fit. Nera the same event. Negi groove my mind. So only to find out that this particular because I'm also like I'm a very good judge of character. So I did my homework when it comes to So I'm like, oh. I became like picture time, like, oh.
ratas.
Unfortunately, I had to cut ties with him. he was not ready to be my man. Simple. Yeah, he was not.
No, no fits in Marena, maybe not ready.
No, but also when we have now I'm one person when you have a conversation, guys are like IQ motoko guy. Or you don't motoko guy. Like
Yeah.
already when you exchange a conversation, or okay, moto, or saloko that era that I was once in. And remember, I can't remember becoming.
Yeah.
Get to a little chapter in small people back.
Yeah.
If you were to take me back to that chapter, it must be worth it. I can't be doing things for the sake of doing things.
Yeah, it's on the women.
Yeah.
Valid.
So when you tell people about the power of becoming, you don't understand. And it comes with a lot of things. You lose people along the way. You get hated for being who you are or who you're becoming. So it's the same as praying that prayer, remove and reveal. You're gonna lose a whole lot of people that you thought were for you, and they are against you because of that prayer. So mentally, you need to be ready for that. Or am I ready to lose the person that I thought she or he's for me? It's okay, my time.
So when ho ka fireki a gay guy o nyoko apara bana not di roku mara o apara bo feminine.
Feminine.
Yeah, like
I don't know. Like,
you go for them or you go for the guy straight.
Ana, na munna, like kibata munna, like my man must command respect without saying a word. My man must be powerful without saying anything. Also meet about I want that. Like those are my cup of tea. No, no.
Mara ba teng,
Yeah, they are. They are there. And then there are a lot of them try to actually, but then I don't get turned on. Like now my temperature needs to go from 0 to 100 when you want to pursue anything with me. So that's why I'll go for this powerful man.
Yeah.
Yeah, who commands respect.
When you're
Look at somebody shoot, but it's not about money, guys. Your presence must say it all.
Yeah.
It's not about money. Oh, but also you need to provide for me, protect.
Yes.
Then I can be submissive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So plus when I get a man, yeah.
And then also it's very like guys kasokole because people don't actually understand the magnitude of work that I do. Or weekend when I'm dining and I'm out in Cape Town.
Yeah.
But during the week I'll make it up to you, sweetheart. I'll cook. Honey, babe, I'll make breakfast for you. Yeah. Yeah.
Alphabet by alphabet.
Okay, cool. I'll need your help, man. I gotta get L for lesbian.
Yeah.
G gay. G for gay. B for bisexual. LGBT. T for trans. I for intersex. Queer for Q. Not really. Only, it's. I love the question because we get that one a lot.
I'm a drag queen.
Yeah.
A person can be a drag queen and be straight.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You'd find there are a lot of straight men, especially in clubs now, that are doing drag shows. So they wear fake wigs, makeup, lashes, whatever, to host the show. It's more of a bang. Yes, but then there are straight men that are actually doing it.
So straight men, is it because they kill it?
Like but then he was more comfortable. But he was more comfortable in wearing heels. It's a lot, guys.
Mara if au nyaka.
Yeah.
Meaning una le game moye.
No.
Because kuka ba monno mo una le game moye.
Yeah, because I get this I get a little. I can root. Yeah, but that's why a lot of men, guys, we live in interesting time and age. That's why a lot of men, yeah,
We don't judge them.
We listen, we don't judge.
and then also like we living in interesting time and age. A lot of men now are doing under.
By enjoy.
It looks like it. A lot of men are doing it. It looks like
I've seen.
But it's not like
pegging.
No.
When you go to fair.
No, I can remember now. Like Like, I think you have a fantasy, you have a fantasy, you have a fantasy.
Yeah.
It needs to be
The
fulfilled
fetish
at the end of the
is
day.
different.
So sometimes it's just either, but then, guys, analyze addictive. You thank me later.
Re zame.
With who?
Eh?
With who?
Ana a ke re nna wa bona ke na le motho.
Oh, not yet. No, cannot.
O ra re nna ke re o re ke ile yena.
No, you can.
O re ke amohele.
No, you can.
So wa mohela yena or wa ira?
That's cool.
I don't know.
Ka e dibala.
Nna ka ira.
Wait.
Guys, anal is very addictive. I mean, addictive, sorry, addictive. And then also, in LD tools, like we've got lubricants. I'm teaching those who think it's painful and whatnot. You need to, you need to take your mind off it so that you can enjoy it.
Mara ha itsene botlhoko.
Not really. It's not all the time.
Immediately her coop.
Sa tsantsha
E
ka
sharp.
mathe le wena.
No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. Guys, now the lubricant. Guys, go click on the lubricant.
Mathe a sa bereka.
Yeah.
see
Look,
my-
baby oil, guys. Let down at the very. Oh.
Ba re dono le
Le Vaseline, tlohelang. Guys, lupo ke mala go ditleliniking. Hello.
Di tamo
di teng mo
tleliniking.
tleliniking. Mara ke nano ba iretse lona ne.
Not really.
Awa,
So
for
suddenly,
everyone.
a lot of women might be dry underneath. So it's goes beyond
A o
gender.
re ya la kante se.
Kabarek.
O ile lololo. O lebetse lo re tshwantsa ane.
Yeah, wena.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
a lot of men in this time and age are doing anal, which is okay. It's the same as men sleeping with other men, which is okay. It's the same as women sleeping with other women, which is okay.
Wait, I think we're healing. I think he batho. Askis.
Question aside.
Okay. He re evolve ane. Es batho. Agre obvious ra evolve ra. Li tlhalana tsa rena di tomoche. So o ka re ho easy nyana mara now for go ba gay or go ba lesbian or
You can have it easy.
No, mara who easy man.
You know why? I
Kore
think
ke bona ka go nna ke spanane the way ba treatang ba tshwara sharp. Ha wana o nkile ka utlwa re nna a sankatamela o re o bona o mongwe le mongwe easily everyone.
there's a lot of homophobic people on social media, but then also it goes back to how you treat yourself as a human being. And hard. Safari na to bona Roma we so tshwara so I need to go about come or rather come we sometimes the love and respect. I need to reciprocate that. So it's all about that.
Ike question it.
Oh, I wanted to ask. So I'm assuming not every man that meets you, assuming you might be a trans.
I go to my love.
I'm assuming not every man that meets you assumes you are a trans.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Some will see you as biologically a woman. Have you found yourself in an instance where you are getting intimate with somebody, and that's when they realize you are a trans woman?
I love that
What
question.
is
I love that question. So, being trans, it's I can safely say it's as hard as coming out as being gay, because now you need to explain to the next person that wants to pursue it, whatever with you, right? So, in some instances, it works wonders for me. Because now I can know statistics because there's a lot of trans women that have been killed, and of course, a lot of trans women are sex workers now. And then babble because they don't actually tell the next person, this is actually what's happening with me. I'm a trans woman pre-op or I'm a trans woman post-op, blah blah blah. So it's a bit of a situation. So in most cases now I think I can fully say I've had it easy, but then now monna ha ka ba attracted to it. Whatever you say doesn't really change mindset that I'm on at our. So in most the other day I had this married man even following me, but then ke tsogile mola a tlogetse lelapa la gae a re go celebrate the birthday and it's like now this is really getting deep. So you need to cut ties, Papa. So I don't know have it in that birthday. It's not gonna work. So in most cases I can say I have it easier. I had it easier rather because I'm like that. No, this is like I disclose. Yeah, because also when we do this training, study dialogues and whatnot, study LGBTI, we work out on it. Guys, it's okay to actually disclose who you are so that we don't have any incidents afterwards. But if it's okay, you know, when you should be resting in peace. Nara Twitter, no, justice for Selena.
We back again. Tumze ke bless us dumane akizama ke one ke skimile safa Bundesliga. Re sa tshwere Mawisa ka mo. Ne ke mokhaotsi na ya lololo ke ra witsi re go mara ke ra cool time mo time mollo. Abo
Tima mollo.
ya khule down minyana wa bona re kono bo re thome fatse hape. Mawisa
Yes.
o sharp.
No, I'm doing okay. Eh?
We get lean.
Yeah.
Yeah ne.
Nna ke na le question.
Straight away.
Nna le Mawisa eng?
Uh,
Ai, le tlile bjang?
Oh, okay, cool. I was about to ask, what do you mean? But then it's fine. So when I started out in the industry, remember, when you are within the industry, you must have an identity,
Yeah.
something that people can just. It's more of a signature look type of thing. So I used to do your dramatic mohawks, hairstyles and whatnot. So people are like, why not Ruisa Kamiri? So now, I'm like, oh, I'm just part of this. So when I'm now famous for my hair and not for my talent. So I had to make sure that I transition from being famous for my hair to being famous for my work.
Yeah.
But then overall, that's how my name came about. Mawisa the brand. So I do TV, I do radio, I do charity work, I do a whole lot of things. Yeah.
And you notice is your style is how sa wa para.
Yeah.
Ki signature le
Yeah.
song.
It's more about when you identify with me. It's either hair, makeup, or dresses.
But se inspire le ke o thomile bjang gore o re itse ke di roko tse pila ke ya fotsona because e ke di apere.
More of comfort, because when I MC, so it's more of comfort. And, you know, guys, I don't stress to interact with your fans. Good evening. So I need something loose, something on the, you know, that I can just use for comedy event and whatnot. Because remember, I need to be.
Oh ha o no entse o nametse bo stage.
Not really. I drank, but not too much.
Ha wa
Yeah.
dira o
No,
imakatsa.
remember, you know, there's one thing about our fans. They're very quick to go to social media
Yeah, too
and
much,
actually
yeah.
tell you, Mawisa amulela na pili. But she or he was drunk, I was not. And then also,
yeah.
I just introduced Kelly Kumalo. I'm tired. I need to get off stage and go to my corner. I tell her, I picture. The same as, for instance, I'll go to an event and then get a card. Guys, who just my private time? Like, couple of and then I'll be all yours. Someone kupeti, I was running errands the other day. Someone kupeti picture ko toilet. I was like, you know,
It's fine.
it's fine.
Yeah.
But then there's one thing that I actually miss about my normal life, which is my privacy. To go to a mall and come back to Sabuni. That one I miss. Because now, I compare picture go toilet, guys go toilet. Like,
Like,
Ke opportunity e re ke-
exact. That's why I was like, you know what? Let me just not make a scene. Let me just take a picture. But then I think it will be. I think people live on a sense of it's moto go toilet, you know, moto what, you know. I remember and then we'll do whatever, guys. Come on, disturb go toilet. Wait, in under normal
Ke
circumstances.
ngwana.
Ngwana. So people don't actually get that, you know, what it's like we go through a lot.
So-
We might be in the same event, but then hey, guys,
Yeah.
like can you enjoy a wing, like.
Puro sabe,
Yeah.
wow.
So that's why I hardly eat at events. I hardly like consume anything except for bev or water, because it's a lot.
So he ne wile toilet eo. Ne wile toilet ya basadi or ya banna. Because kwale ke public which toilet do you use wena?
So go toilet ela ba couple pits. Neke kapile motho, because I don't do public toilet because of But then I use the female restrooms. I use female toilets on 100, like every day.
Yeah,
Because how know re bile ba yo bona wena. How know ba yo hey itlanga wala
No, they no,
toilet.
guys, basedi ba homophobic. You'll be surprised. Women are homophobic.
Serious.
More, I can safely say that. For instance, I can be friends with Sapi. Ne? Sapi will be all for me. But then once when I Sapi, Mom, I'm doing that as a team. It's gonna be very hard for Sapi to accept. But then Sapi has been friends with me for years. It also takes us as Begore. You were all for Mawisa. What's the difference with your own child?
It's that thing.
Yeah, and then also Lita Beori, I think a lot of people that are part of our lives now has more of a status, or I'm always in the right circles, or because of this and that. But then when you take it back, or how can you love Mawisa, but then go ahead, no, you can give that particular person. Yeah. So we need to go back to the basics and just be kind. Che.
Yo.
So ke a utlwa a ke re o thoma o le Mawisa fela o tla sekolong kwa high school o tla bonamela so ka mkono o bolela hore taba ya hore o misa your private life
My normal life.
your
So,
normal
yeah.
so kuri ke iputsa hore ho tlhaela ke dimara ke be
Ibi ka mkhulu go ibia. Ibi straight to.
ke ra hore di difficulties tse o kopanang le tsona ka ntle le batho ba kopela di picture o ba difficult le bo eng so hape
People assume that I have money. Guys, I'm broke. I'm broke.
You are a rich and
You know, like people assume that I'm moneyed. I am not moneyed. Ne? People, like those are one of the things that I actually
like
struggle
the
with.
Togome.
Like Kesapo in life, I'm not complaining. Now I'm 1%. That's what I rent for 5 months. That's who I am. Yeah, and then also, I think I also got to understand how God works when it comes to blessing me. So that those are I don't work under pressure, guys, unless if it's a major event. Then I can more. So one of the things, guys, my privacy. People assume that I have money. People assume that I live at a beautiful big house. It's state that I'm driving a car. Guys, I see
Yeah.
and I don't have, guys, I repeat, I don't have money. And then also people assume that wherever I go, I have alcohol. No. Guys, alcohol, ke ba em ba ka ba tlilo ko gae. O tla ka sa dula gae.
yeah
Please.
because ke botsa sone
Yeah.
ke lebeletse taba ya hore you said you meet guys ba ileng hore they will say eish since ke sanya go ba mo public
Yeah.
and then when I tswela mo strateng everywhere I don't know ka tloha mo
Guys, that's what, like, guys, you
wa
know,
sene le motho ha o
like, I
lebella.
want to like my open square. Guys, I need to look presentable.
Yes.
so ke
'Cause
engwe di challenges tsa
Yeah,
hao
you know, I miss what I feel like I should vest. No makeup, no hair, no shades. So now I'm always in my shades. And also, people don't know that I'm actually shy. Alright. So I'm always in my shades, hair or guani, run errands and leave. So now, the only thing that I can actually be happy with is accept my line. I leave.
Yeah.
So it's all about connections now. But also, ke bashimane ba nthekele, nkapese, nwise, namele, guys know.
So Stephanie,
Yeah.
ntho e leng like e ke leng proud ka yona.
Yeah.
I've never knew hore you'll go Joburg Pride. Ke Joburg,
Yeah,
ne?
Joburg Pride.
Joburg Pride and be an MC.
You okay? Well, thank you.
You're like, I'm proud of you. Yo, it's a
Guys,
big
but a
step.
lot of people don't know that I've been doing Joburg Pride for the past 3 years.
okay normally nah I've never been go pride
Yeah.
Where the gay fan of Pride?
ke re wa mpotsa le se ke re le nna nka noya so normally o irahalang ko
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for acknowledging the
Like
fact that
I'm proud of.
Yeah,
Like I'm
thank you
proud
so
of
much.
you.
But then a lot of people don't know this. I've been doing Joburg Pride for the past 3 years. It has opened big doors for me.
Yo.
big doors. Business is doing good because of Joburg Pride, and for the fact that I'm different from other MCs. Always, I think that also plays a huge role in terms of my involvement with the Pride team. To open whereby instead of doing one event, I did 2 events this year with the Joburg Pride team. So I'm actually happy. So I'm smiling all the way to the bank, of course.
Ah, o rile ha ona
That's
swele. O rile ha ona swele,
Guys, ke rata tjhelete, that's one thing about me. But anyway, also, one of the reasons we're doing the prides and dialogues, it's mainly to raise an awareness about the LGBTQI community, and also to make sure that we match the heterosexual community and the homosexual community. So not really gay guys only or anyone under the alphabet gang will actually attend Joburg Pride. Like we club marina, married couples that have, or the allies. Those are people that are there for us. Like, those are one of our support structures within the LGBT community. So they're also there. They'll come with their family, cousins, whatnot. I say, Laurie, holy gay fella, you don't pressure pain and whatnot. It's actually for everyone. And also, most of the time, it's family orientated. So we would have sometimes get a picnic,
So ke event e kgolo thata.
Thata.
Can I tell you this?
Yeah.
One of the biggest stages in Africa.
Kannete.
If you see
Hey.
yourself in that stage,
Yeah.
consider yourself blessed.
Re kgopolo ya le wena next
Bless
day.
you.
Rena Pitori Arts.
Yeah,
Ra
no, we
kgopela.
can go.
Because I would say you're so much.
No, we can go. We can-
Yeah,
that,
like yeah,
that can be arranged. Let's have a-
So
on,
nna
on.
ke motho a rata social network too much. Ke
Yeah.
scrolla every day.
Yeah,
So ke thulana le gay.
yeah,
Ne?
yeah,
Mara gay e jola le lesbian.
yeah.
E bitsi one too.
I think kind of what I think it's
Mara ena le lebitso la teng, ne?
it's not pansexual, guys. I know it's this weird. I would look for it, and I would just
Ne?
yeah.
Gay, generally lesbian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, lesbian and gay.
Yes.
I forgot the term, the correct term, but I'll check it out and then get about it.
Oh my God.
Gay is generally
But
lesbian.
what do you
O bana re tloka fact check ka pele mo.
But right, eh?
Sexuality is bad.
Yeah, that's why our education is. That's why our
Mawisa so a jola le Sophie. You see?
So that's so.
No, girl. It's a good example.
Yeah, it
right?
is.
It's a good example.
No, check it out.
Holy
Get on board. But then you are right. It is.
Hey, yes.
And then you don't have I forget the term. Auna the feelings strictly for a specific.
The feelings to everyone. Like when I feelings to motho mo lo mong. How?
I want to take a certain gender.
Eh?
Ke bona wena mahunda. La betheha.
Ao.
Ke bona wena tulu.
Ba o bitsa girl maraka. Girl makoron.
Yeah, but I'll check it out and then tell you. But it does happen. Guys, our education is further evolving. That's why we continuously have the dialogues, the prides now and again, just to raise awareness and educate the society at large about who we are and what we're all about.
So how many types of gays do we have?
You can necessarily say types. There's a lot of there's a lot of us, and there's a lot of us that express ourselves differently. So I'll lose count.
Le di character di ka se tshwane.
Yeah.
Mara ke re utlwella to me. A ke re ho na le gay. Like wena o ka ba gay. A ke re wena o gay.
You know, okay, baby, you're right.
Ai utlwella. A ke re to me ke gay, mara e ka ba gay. Ne? And Nani
Look at
a ba
his
gay?
smile. Look at his
Nani
smile.
Nani a ba gay? Mara mo bona, o bona re ke bashimane ba di-2. Ke bashimane, o ba bona e le bashimane ba di-2. Mara o iputsise hore mang o betha mang. Or ba bethana. Ba ba
But then also,
bethanang ke bo
you know,
mang, ke bo eng.
the constant conversation that we always unpack when it comes to all this, it's also the roles, bedroom. Guys, it's your private stuff. Leave it there.
But we need to know.
No.
We need to enlighten
Oh.
Because also, you might, for instance, you might find him, Ali, masculine. and you be on the feminine side, but then bottom million.
Utlwalla. Tumi a kana bona, tumi a kana ba. Ager mara ile ena bethang o leng.
no ke bano wa bona go na le couple e nngwe
Yeah, yeah.
wa senatla ole
Yes.
ke ena ausine
Ba bethela.
ke go bontsha ba
But then, guys, I feel like it's going to be a problem now if we start to unpack such issues. But
Okay.
then, Gite, I'm not saying we don't have to talk about them, but then it's going to be an ongoing thing that it has to be.
yeah yona
Yeah. But then, like I said, Okakra ali feminine, uli masculine, but then, abetawel, ali more feminine.
Oh yeah, yeah. E o bolelang ka yone ke yona eo. E Mawisa ya arabang.
nna ke a o tshwara
Wa e bona?
Yeah.
yeah because wa itse re bjang se batho re rata megosi re curious thata mo dilo tse bja gore mara so missing na beta mahale wa e bona
Yeah.
but anyway ka mkhobolang a re tloela e tshwenye bja
No, let's respect people's bedroom issues.
Allow it to be a mystery.
You.
Mawisa, what advice do you have? Ba le ba fitlheletseng ka mo tlhotseng ba palela go tswa mo gae ba ba o lebeletseng ba ba o ratang.
I actually love that question because I'm always on the ground, so we deal with a lot of people that are not actually taking this easy. Because it's really hard to actually say, "Hi, my name is Mawisa, and I'm gay, or I'm trans woman, or I'm part of the LGBT community." One thing that I would say is take your time. There's no rush. Take your time. If you're in the closet, take your time. It's not easy coming out, guys.
and I also le motho
Yeah, and also you don't owe anyone anything. Hello, sweetheart. No, that's why a lot of I know a lot of people probably the got to come out has never accumulated whatever in life. So that's why was financially so.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's why it's really hard. It's really, really hard.
Coming to the noble Batswadi ba ba kele. No, what advice do you have for Batswadi? Ba bana ba lo re. Besides the closet, o ka motswadi ya bona e shingwanaka. Like wa bona ka
Yeah.
o ntse o lo dlala bolo, yena o mmono na sa dlale le wena bolo. Na nyaka dress up wa tswa. So what advice do you have for Batswadi ba lona a ba tlhaloga?
But what rating, like love is unconditionally. So love is beyond gender. Love is beyond sexuality. At the end of the day, I'm your child. And then if you were to say "Unkwalela kontle" because of my sexual preference, what does it say about you, Ulimutwat? What happened to your empathy? You know? So ratangwana come karatang partner how more than the very same amount of love you find your partner sometimes give it to your child. Because I think that's why a lot of LGBT community members have resorted to drug and alcohol abuse. Some are sex workers. It's because ko lapeng ga ona lerato. There's no support structure and enough love to actually, you know, ba mo fe lona. So it's really, really sad to actually come across that. And also, they also questions us, or what happens to empathy? What am I doing to my child? Do I some of enough love and whatnot? So Mutswadi, ratangwana how. Yeah.
Yo. Yeah, ne?
so ke a iputsisa gore ga o le mo relationshipeng fela wena every weekend wa tswa tshwanetse o hipe and let's say maybe o na le an older man nyana ba khupa bjang ka wena o no tsamaya weekend e nngwe le nngwe
My relationship, guys, truth be told, the longest I've been in a relationship was
sare 8 months
a year and a half.
a o tsamile
Ingi?
A year and a half.
A year and a half.
The longest I've been.
Eh?
And then yeah,
What happened?
it's not a matter of what's
What's our challenge?
You know, I need when we are doing this, I need someone who's in the right state of mind, who actually understand the magnitude of my work, and also I got a family. I want someone to love.
yeah a sa tla
So
ka
in
gore ke
most
Mawisa.
cases, I'm exposed to the family, people that want the lifestyle, people who want the life. Because like you'll be sitting here with Devin Gogo, or you'll be sitting here with Lamiz, you'll be sitting here with Dino Mawisa, you'll be sitting here with whoever. Like what I'm like that. And
Yeah.
then when you are not for me, it clearly shows you are here for the lifestyle. Because I could see how you navigate around me. So the longest I've been, and that guy I always respect him because he would always remind me, "Ore, I'm not here for your life. You have to actually love
To
me.
love you.
Yeah. So it's really, really sad to actually not get the right person to actually do this life thing together. But it's okay, man, because it also gives me a chance to work on myself so that I know when I meet someone in terms of self love, I'll be okay. Then I wouldn't have any issues in regards to how to navigate my way around that relationship. Because guys, self love is important.
That.
It is. If you can give yourself away to someone, already you must be, sorted.
So utlwella Fifine. There's this ho na le batho ba like the married men. Ba na le bana, ba na le family. Mara e le ke gay. Wena ka mokgwa o itseng, why ba iphitlha ka ho nyala or ho ira-
That one is a broad one. So I don't know if you remember, when I started out, I was like, only WSW, that is women having sex with other women. So they'll have their normal life, but they'll still sleep with other women outside. And then they will have men having sex with other men, your MSM. Beautiful family, both working, kids, nice schools and whatnot, but then they'll still prefer to sleep with other men. They can't necessarily say well, a more specific group. That's why I look at more because we need at the end of the day re batla statistics. So re ba file tseo tsa WSW, MSM. So we can't necessarily say gay or whatnot because they those still regard themselves as straight, but then they want to tap on that ass. It's really sad.
tap on that ass.
Yeah.
You must highlight tap on that ass.
So
Yeah.
e nngwe e ke iputsang obvious ra hola o mo le mong ke nano a ka rata gore a be le their own family wena ke dilo tse o na leng go di lebelela o ka reng ka husband nyana nana nyana
Obviously, man, like in the long run, I would actually want to achieve that. But then, like I said, I want my life partner to be on 100. To actually, I need to know that he's going to be accountable for whatever that we're going to be doing. And also, we can bring a child into a household that is not functioning well. What are we doing? What are we teaching the child? And also, I wouldn't want to bring a kid as something in private school. I can't. I'm not saying that I have a problem with public schools.
no ke standard sa wa
Yeah,
society
yeah,
no.
and also it's my preference as well because I'd want my child to hold a conversation and not have trouble to actually hold a conversation. Or let's say my child would be exposed to a circle that is out there in life. He must be able to reason. So in the long run, definitely, I also want to get married. Like Lobola thing, big wedding, Vusinova performing, Kelly Kumalo performing.
You are there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in the long run, most definitely, I would want a child. I would want a man.
So more long running if o nna le ngwana like me say o nna le ngwana ne le husband ngwana wa hola ke ba mo tshwenya like ho na le ba ba itseng or mama mang wa o itse go tse le wena ra wa mama Tumelo ke gay papa eng o ka botsa ngwana hao eng hore no baby it's okay let me explain to you hore what's happening.
So to answer you, from where I'm sitting, man, I love that question. So where I'm sitting now, in terms of, because obviously we're gonna go the adoptive way of getting a child and whatnot. So, I always have this conversation on my own, Ori. How will I go about it? Are we going for an infant so that we can see or he can just experience the love from a young age, or would get someone who's actually like a child who's actually a bit older, who can actually, So obviously, I'll have such conversations with that particular child. But then now, the thing is, obviously. But one thing that I will teach that child is to stand up for himself or herself, so that we know that bullies are not here to stay as long as we stand up for each other or stand up for ourselves.
So stand up as in ha ba ka mmotsa gore mama how ke gay aba
Not really
or
violence.
aba
Not really violence, but to actually have a conversation about them and educate them. You know, I'm all about educational way of doing things. So it would be more of like, and I'm also good with clapbacks. So it'll be more of it'll be more yeah. So it'll be more of, so what if my mom is a trans woman? What about your mom who left you at the hospital? I'll be like that.
wena o tshwana le nna wena and ba nkomanya every day like it's on say never how
Yeah,
if you
so
fighting me
it'll
I'm
be
gonna
more
fight you
that.
back.
But then also there'll be an education aspect of it
Yeah.
when like doing it, and yeah, man. But
Bullies
then
again.
I will have I'll have that type of conversation with my child. But she or he needs to be good, very good with clapbacks. Then be good. No bully will just stand in front of her
Thank
or
you.
him.
Going back to that situation sa voter khona. A sa ke tsua.
Yeah.
Le ba bolela ba mama eng.
More, you know,
That's
another issue is we as parents we lack this thing of instilling positivity, and also to teach our children about affirmations. Affirmations are very important in our lives, like our daily lives. We need to stand in front of the mirror and say, there's a way. So I will be that parent of, you know what, my child, I'm gonna buy you this mirror. This is more of you affirming yourself every day. So that whenever that comes your way, you need to embrace it. Because the thing is, a lot of parents are actually lacking that. I'm not saying they're not doing a great job, but then that's why we're struggling with bullies at schools and people standing up for themselves. It's because we haven't really taught children about self-esteem issues, and it's very. I feel like it's not really late, but it's late to go to a primary school and say, "I'm learning about bullies and whatnot and whatnot." Guys, it's late. Yeah.
lady
It is. Okay, let's talk about the incident that actually happened like any respective school. It's late. And also remember, you get bullied, you go to high school.
Your self-esteem is already.
Yeah. And also, Ronaldo Clinic, but then it's very rare for the Department of Health and Department of Education to actually pay and, collaborate and work on bullying campaigns, social media campaigns. And now it's interesting because we've got influencers. Like, it'll be easier to do this. Like, who wouldn't want to hear my story? I was once a child, So I think it's more that. It's not really late, but it's,
can be late.
But when I Fefe, how old ne?
Yeah.
You never thought if like maybe somebody was like, yeah, when I was gay in I was angwa batshwara ka
Not
Wow,
really.
what-
Violence was not part of the equation.
because you're a lady.
Yeah, I'm such a lady. so, so it was more of if in every homophobic incident I found myself in, I always wanted to be a winner. So I'll be like, okay, oh, mama, next week it's maybe any political party to actually unpack LGBT, because I've hosted Lydia Mokasi. Guys, I've done a lot. Clinic it's a regional site for both MSM and transgender community. So how they know how to go about it because we're really training or transgender and whatnot. So to each and every homophobic incident that I have endured or experienced, it was more of a catalyst to actually make me work harder to bring change into my community. And say, oh, Umbrahile. Oh, should I? Pamphlets. Oh, Umbrahile. So that's why I've hosted out.org, I've hosted Tamadish Foundation, I've hosted Anova Health for Maine, I've hosted the DA, I've hosted MMC for Health, Mr. Deploy. I've hosted a lot of people so that I can bring change to my community.
motho o mo busy ne mara o itse e re ke ireng ke a bona o ka ya lolololo ne ke nagana gore episode yo ba ka gore e ka e bofa ka itlisa ka mo wa bona
Yeah.
but ke notice gore o tlile gore educate dilo tse bad
Yeah.
thata
That's why I was like, oh, guys, podcast.
ne
Because you know how podcasts are. They tend to be messy. And not educational. And also people are here to vent and guys know. But then when I was given this opportunity. I'm like, you know what? I'll just do it. Let's just see how it goes. But I love the fact that I'm here now.
Yeah, ke khopela o ba botse le wena gore podcast ya rena sa mogodi ke o
Yeah,
kgopela.
some good.
Guys, ka rata gore re tswele pele mara re ke e bolaene.
Yeah.
Ke tumze ke bless as domani. Ba bang rata mara ke nna leader of men featuring Bundesliga. Arzai tourist kimile Mawisa. Ne ke na ro tla itsentsha se radio sa hayantsa.
Ai ra feleletse tumi ra tswalle. E ra tswalle mmereko. A tswalle mmereko.
Kopela o tswalle.
A ra mo
Guys, you
kopela.
put me on the spot. No, just
Mara
no,
utlwa
it's
nna
fine.
e tsura re mo patele mara a re tswalle
No,
yo.
I'll never do it.
A ba re tswallele.
Guys,
A ra o
Sa
kopela.
itsalla se amen hallelujah.
thank you guys for having me. It's been a wonderful, wonderful time to be here. Continue to being the best, and of course, bringing change when it comes to podcasting. Because wow. But anyway, like I said, nothing but God's love, peace, and blessings upon you all. Thank you again for having me. Much love. Bye. See you on the flip side.
Thank you.
Yeah.